What up YouTube, and welcome back. This time I'm going to be covering the Narrow Sea event. I will open by covering some of the changes since last time, and then I'll give you a few tips and tricks to help you maximise your score. The first change from last time, and probably my favourite, is that you no longer lose your bubble on the main map for entering the Narrow Sea map. So you don't have to worry about letting your Fervor expire before you come out, so you don't get hit by merit hunters or whatever. Your bubble just stays safe now. The next thing they have changed is these treasure map fragments. As you can see here, I'm only actually offered 2 shards where I used to be offered 3. The reason for this is that there are now only 4 different shard types rather than 6. So you only need to collect 4 different types to be able to get your treasure. There is also one more big change, which is that in the last version of the event you are capable of simply getting offered supplies endlessly when you're collecting these mysterious treasures or hitting elites if you have the bonus, but that has now been changed. There is a maximum on the number of supplies that you can get on a given run. I can't see it listed anywhere what that maximum actually is or if there's any way to increase it, but it has been said in the patch notes that there is now a maximum. I think that is about it for the changes though, so now I'll go on to give you a few quick tips. The first one I want to mention is that stats from your refinement and from badges, equipment, etc. aren't applying in this event, so that means you're not bound by your usual troop type. Obviously, you've still got to consider what commanders you have available because their bonuses do apply, but if you're getting offered lots of bow attack on a given run and you're usually a spear player and you're not getting any spear stats, then you can consider using bows for your attacks instead. The next tip that I want to give you is something that you can do as an alliance as a whole rather than as an individual, and that is basically to find an account that you don't plan to actually participate in the event with and have them do a run where they just go around collecting mysterious treasures with all their supplies and always picking map fragments when they're offered, but don't actually trade the map fragments in. What this does is just means you've got a whole big backlog of all of the different types of fragments, which will enable other people to simply trade with it rather than considering which fragments they're picking up. They can just pick up any fragments that are offered and they'll probably be able to trade with this account to finish their map and get some bonuses. This can help you greatly reduce the number of supplies that are wasted on map fragments that you just end up sitting with in your inventory at the end of a run doing absolutely nothing for you. So whether you want to use an all or the Alliance's bank or anything really, you can even use the PO and just do it for the entire kingdom because you trade shards in the Narrow Sea chat rather than Alliance chat. So you can do it as a kingdom effort even rather than an Alliance effort. But you can use that to greatly improve your efficiency. The next tip here is something that you can again do as an alliance or a kingdom, or this one you can do by yourself, which is to claim the scouting bonus that you can get from Mysterious Treasure on one of your early runs. Then go around and find a bunch of targets that work for each troop type. You can just note the coordinates down for each of them, note what troop types have got in there, and then on later runs you don't have to take the scouting bonus again because you've already got a list of where everyone is and what troop types they've got. The last tip here is something that a lot of you will know, but a lot of my alliance didn't, so it's worth mentioning, which is that you can always do any action that you want as long as you have at least 1 supply left. You see here that I've got 5 supplies when I would normally need 50 to attack, and yet when I click this attack button here, it will let me launch an attack as normal. So the best way to utilise this is to keep in mind how much your attacks cost as you're going around collecting your mysterious treasures, and then just plan to always have 1 or 2 supplies left after you have finished those attacks, so you get 1 bonus attack at the end. I always sit with this event with a calculator up beside me so that I can do quick maths as I go along and get more attack cost reduction bonuses to work out what is the optimum point to stop collecting treasures and instead go and start my attacks. But I think that is about it for this time. If you have any other tips and tricks that I didn't mention, please leave them in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.